you start your day? So do you jump out of bed, go grab that cup of coffee, check your phone right away, or do you stay in bed, get up with intention for your day? That's what we're here to talk about today. I am your host, Maria Conde, and I'm a life and business strategist, and I help people get out of their own way, create a life of simple luxury, and having that being independently wealthy on their terms. That's what I'm all about. And thank you for joining me on the show today. We're going to dive into morning rituals and morning routines and how to make the best of your day. Let's dive in. So, going back, how do you start your day? Are you like jumping out and going and grabbing that cup of coffee, scarfing a donut on the way to work? And just, when I was in my 20s, there was probably about 2 years of my life where I had a donut every morning when I went to work. I just started working downtown when I was young, and this was in Vancouver. And I wouldn't necessarily drink coffee, but I had donut every morning for breakfast. That just messes up your brain from the get-go. Now it's a whole different story. Because when you know more or know better, you do better, right? So back to that. Think about what you're doing in the morning. And I want to help you back the train up a little bit. And before we dive into having a productive day and the best of our mornings, we got to back up a little bit and go back to going to sleep at night. You need to get a really good night's sleep. And you have to really um, have a good sleep, not just, yes, I went to bed at 9 o'clock. I played games on my iPad till midnight, and then I went to sleep and got up at 5 or 6. No, this is about being intentional with your sleep at night so you actually have good quality sleep all night. I'll do another video on that someday because it's a video all of its own. So, assuming you've had a really good night's sleep, getting up in the morning. When you wake up, as soon as you open your eyes, and not even before you open your eyes, but when you're just coming out of like that deep sleep, you're just starting to get into consciousness. Actually, pause for a moment and set your intention for the day. In that, like you have about 17 seconds, they say, to set your intention. And if you've got a big meeting coming up, visualize the outcome that you want. Soon as, like, that's the first thing in your day. Because if you wake up in dread and say, oh my God, I got this meeting today, and oh my God, it's going to be awful, I'm going to lose my job. And if you just get into that space, that's the energy you're putting out into the world. And that's what you're going to get back. You don't want that. Set your intention for the outcomes that you want in that day. So you've woken up and pause for just a few seconds. Set your intention for the day. And then before you grab your phone, I want you to really just pause. If you have to get up and go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, do that. I'm not going to, we don't want any accidents, right? So what I do is I get up, I go to the washroom, come back into bed, and I sit up. And I don't do, I have to admit, I don't do this in a very particular order. It depends on how tired I feel. If I feel really tired, I'm not going to go into meditation right away because I'll fall asleep. If I'm feeling really tired, I'll grab my journal and start doing some gratitude. Starting the day with gratitude is setting you up for success. I have a gratitude journal that I created. It's on Amazon. It's called Morning Magic. And it's got a space for doing your gratitude. And then it has your top 3 things that you want to accomplish that day. So set some intentions for the day. And then on the other side of that page is the next column over is celebrating your successes of the previous day. How many people actually celebrate your successes? Very few people do. And it's really important to celebrate your successes because that's going to help you grow forward. So set the intentions for the day and don't make yourself a list that's 6 million miles long that you're not going to be able to accomplish because it's not going to help you. I can do that sometimes. I have a high achiever and I want to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. But I've learned over the years that you to keep your self-esteem and all those things and good intact, like to be intact, you want to be able to be successful at what you set your mind to. So if your list is far too long, you're not going to serve yourself very well. So set your top 3 priorities for that day. Hopefully one of them is about you and your well-being. And then do some meditation. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, I can't sit still. I can't meditate. Start with 1 minute, then go to 1 minute, 30 seconds, then 2 minutes. And it isn't about shutting everything off. Just focus on something. If your air conditioner is going off, maybe just focus on that for 1 minute. And what you're doing is you're getting yourself out of resistance. Because as soon as you're awake, your brain wants to go to solving problems and, gets into this overdrive. And you want to stay out of that as long as possible. And it's really quite amazing. I'm going to give you another little really important tip here in a second about this quiet moment in the morning. So after you've done that, you can do some mindful movement. Just stretch your body a little bit, get out of bed, stretch, warm up your body, get the blood flowing. Drink a glass of water. Flush everything out of your body, all those toxins and everything that happens overnight, right? Before you have that cup of coffee, make sure you have a glass of water. And then spend a little bit of time in quiet reflection. And if you have something in your life where you're just like, I need an answer to something, I don't know what to do about something, this is the perfect moment for this. Because when we get into over-analysis paralysis and we're thinking too much in that conscious mindset, we can't always get the answers we need because you're trying to force it. But if you sit back and just quietly say, you know what, I really need to get an answer to this because I don't know what the right answer is. And if you just sit quietly and go into that little meditative space, maybe it's listening to some soft music, maybe you're listening to a meditation. It's best if you can just have some quiet time for this exercise to really just be quiet for a few minutes, listen for the answer, follow intuition, listen internally, get out of your head a little bit. Really important for having things flow easier in life and making the decision-making process a little bit simpler. So remember that when you have something that you don't know what to do, don't know the answer, use that morning time to answer it, to get the feedback that you want, because it'll come. When you sit quietly, it will. You ever think when you go to the bathroom or you're in the shower, when a lot of answers come to you, it's kind of the same. Kind of the same thing. And you got to remember that when you are setting your day up like this with intention, you're going to have a much better day. If you're jumping out of bed, having that cup of coffee before you even nourished your body whatsoever, it's better if you can have food even before you have that coffee. There's some science on that now. So what happens when you drink a cup of coffee straight out of bed? It actually affects your cortisol levels, and it's going to leave you more tired than had you had something in your stomach. Otherwise, you're kind of defeating the purpose, right? You're going to make it worse. And we don't want that. You want to be alert for your day. So have something to eat, have that glass of water to help flush your kidneys and get your system cleaned out, and then have a bite to eat, and then have your coffee. So you need something in your stomach so you don't screw up your cortisol levels, okay? And ideally, I think you're supposed to wait 90 minutes before you have that cup of coffee. There's people like, straight out of bed that their eyes are not even open and they got to have the coffee in their hand. You're not necessarily serving yourself that well. You need to have some nourishment in your body. I have to look up my notes for a second, so we might cut that out. maybe not. I just want to make sure I've covered everything because I like to go on tangents once in a while because I love over delivering and giving you lots. This one's not a super long one today just because I really just wanted people to get out of busy mode and into living with intention. That's what this is all about. Setting your day up in a positive way and leading with what you actually want to have happen in your life versus all the drama that we sometimes wake up with, especially if you've got some big things going on in your life. It's very easy to get into resistance and drama mode first thing in the morning. And we don't want to go there. We don't need more drama in our life. No, 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 no. No more drama. I'm all about flow and ease and making things easier in life, losing the struggle. That's my agenda in my own life and for my clients. So, with that, if you like, I'd love for you to subscribe, to like, and whether you're listening on YouTube or the podcast, leave a comment if you wish, and love to hear how you start your days in your morning, what matters most to you to get going and having a productive day. Love hearing from my audience. So with that, I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. And if you actually started off on the wrong foot this morning, you can try again tomorrow morning. Okay? Have an amazing one. See you later.